90, and probably 100 if you're really cruising somewhere. I mean, I don't know, because I don't want to kill anybody.
Sure, I'm all for it.
Right.
Oh, speaking of ticket, I was laughing at stuff to tell you before. Guy buys a friggin' lottery ticket, and he always goes ahead and uses the same numbers all the time.
Right.
He used family's birthday. So he goes in and he forgot to save the numbers in the app that he usually does. So when he went and bought the ticket again in person, he was like, oh, shit. And he messed up one of the numbers. So when he got home, he was like, oh, damn it. He was all bummed out. He ends up winning the jackpot.
Oh, my God. What the hell?
$2 million.
That's awesome.
So if he had actually gotten his numbers, he wouldn't have won. So that little mistake of him messing up led to him going ahead. So imagine if he had his numbers and being one off, that would be devastating. But no, he made a mistake and he got the $2 million jackpot.
That's crazy. This guy just won $200 million because he's wow. Is that the Powerball or something?
It was Mega Millions in Michigan.
Damn. Holy hell, bro. That's sick.
And just a little mess up turned a $1 million jackpot into a $2 million payday. That's incredible.
Wow, he would have gotten $1 million still?
He said, I saw I had $1 million prize pending and I was stunned. I couldn't believe it was real. It took several days for the reality to see that my mistake had paid off to the tune of $2 million total.
Wow. That's crazy. That's hilarious. You play the same numbers all the time, and then so you see your numbers come up, and you're like, yeah. But then you realize that you got more than that because you messed up on a number. Imagine if he had messed up on the number and lost.
Yeah, that would be
like you would want to die.
That's why you were bummed out.
Yeah, because you would never play. Would you play those numbers again? Because if your numbers won, but you messed up writing your numbers, you'd be like, well, there's no way ever again my numbers are going to land again.
Yeah, I would seemingly start picking a new, they say the quick picks are the best bet.
That's
because it's random no matter what.
Yeah, that's usually what I do, because the idea that I'm going to guess something right, I feel like is less chance than just the random numbers. But I don't know, do it all, man. If you got $5, I don't know, do 3 tickets and just you do one, let the computer do the other, and then go home. If you really want to roll with the lottery that way.
At work and stuff like that back in the day where people would buy, books of them, everybody would chip in as employees.
Yeah.
And, you could just split it down. But then you have 50 or 100 tickets at a time. So that was always nice to have. But yeah, it's gotten so advanced with lottery. Now you can just, if you're always buying your numbers, you can save your numbers in the app. And then if you just buy the tickets daily, and if it ever comes up, it just lets you know you won.
Really?
Yeah, that's how advanced it's gotten.
Yeah, because oh my god, dude, I don't know. I haven't played lottery in a while. I used to do a lot of scratch ticket things and stuff like that.
Like scratch tickets, every now and again. But Danny loves those things.
I used to do them. I
lose no matter what.
I usually what I would do back in the day was when I first started working at auto parts. Like I would go, I got my first paycheck and I was out driving all the time, and I was just on my own. I had no family, I had no anything, and I was getting paid, it's like $350 a week, something like that. Was that? No, was it 3, 6, 9, 12? It was about that. So, $400 a week or something like that, and I got my first paycheck and I was just like, wow, oh, dude, you know what? I really forget this time, or miss this time, but I would get cash, I get cash the first couple of weeks, and I remember I had this cash in my wallet, and I had like $800 in my wallet because, they had to pay you for the other 2 weeks or whatever, you're behind, backlogged or whatever. And the owner just paid me in an envelope, my first paycheck, and then I was like, wow. I think I was the year 2003.
Yes,
and yeah,
you get all this money. You're like, yeah.
I was 18 or 19, and yeah, the most money I ever made was like working at Roach Brothers Supermarket, which is like I made, $120 usually or $80 a week or something, $60 a week. In fact, I just found my pay stub from Stop and Shop, from the year 2006 or 7 when I lost my job and I started working there out of desperation for just I had no job. My girlfriend left me at the time, and I saw my paycheck for like, you know, hours and hours of work for $58, and it really made me think about, you know, all the jobs I get to have after that, and now what I do. And it's like, man, this was like humbling to see that. I remember just lugging all that shit every day, and you know, at the end of the week you get $58. But no, but going back to that, I had all this money, and I'm like, I went into the you know, the gas station, and people buy the scratch tickets, and I'm like, man, it would be crazy to win. I kind of got a gambling mentality, and I'm like, yeah, give me a couple of those number 5s or whatever, and you know, they ID'd me, and then I got my scratch tickets, and then I started scratching, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be addicted to this. And then finally I just started being like, you know what? Every like 4 or 5 tickets you win. You know, definitely. Like you win something. $5, $10, $50, something happens, it seems like. So I started being like, fuck this, and I would go in with $200 and be like, give me, you know, fucking give me like 30 number 5, like whatever the fuck. And I'd buy like $35 tickets. And I'd go out in the car. And it was usually during lunch. I'd eat my lunch while listening to the radio. I'd listen to sports talk radio and eat my lunch. And then when I was done my lunch, I'd start scratching these fucking tickets. And, you know, it would be like nothing, 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 $5, nothing, nothing, $20, nothing, 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 $100. Holy shit. Nothing, nothing, $5, $10, nothing, 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 $500.
Yeah, and instantly you're up and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, so then I'd be like, holy fuck. You know, then like nothing, 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 5, 10, 10, nothing, nothing. And then I would be like, wow, I've got fucking a $500 winner, and then I've got $200 worth of other tickets. All from $200 worth of tickets. So I was just like,
now you're so easy to get behind.
Oh my God, dude. And I'd go in, and then I'd, you know, do it again. And then, you know, I'd get like, you know, nothing, 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 5, nothing, 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 5, nothing, 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 50, nothing, 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 you know, and then I'd kind of like break even, it'd start going negative or break even and whatever. And, you know, it just became a thing, an addiction of doing that, because in the end, I would either end up usually with maybe a couple $100 extra, or maybe just about even. It wouldn't really be a loss, you know, but the idea of maybe winning big was the point too. And, you know, a couple of those times I hit $1,000.
You want to hit that rush. I mean, besides wanting the money too, you get that huge adrenaline boost, and you're like, oh, it's awesome, but it's so easy to get behind. I am not good at, you know, basically being like, oh, I'm ahead, let's stop. You know, Courtney's great at that. She's very balanced, and I'm the other way. Oh my God, we're up 500. Let's bet it all. You know.
Well, see, I'm weird. I'm like, okay, we just won 500. Then what I usually do is I go, all right, I got all my money. Okay, I spent this amount of money. I'm going to take all the money I spent and take it back, and then I'm going to even take back an extra 100, and then I'm going to use $100 or $200 of the extra to spend it. Because
I ended up doing later on, but early on, blow through it and be like, oops.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. It's like the casino thing too. Like if you ever win money, anything I win, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna respend it. But then if I leave the casino like having lost nothing and gain nothing, I'm good. But I mean, if you gain a lot, you should come out with something. Like if you go in the casino with $500 and you leave with, you know, then you end up winning $10,000. I mean, you gotta I would think, you know, hey, I came here with 500, I got 10,000. I would probably take 9,000, put it in the bank, and then take 1,000 and then continue the night.
Yeah, and play with that. Yeah, that's what I would do too. I know with Courtney, she won, I think it was like $400 or $500 on a penny slot, and you know, she was like, "Oh, I'm done," you know, instantly.
Bro.
And that was off whatever, you know, on a penny slot, max bet is like $1, I think, maybe, if even. So, you know, she was like, "Yep, I'm I'm ahead for the night." What we used to do in college, we were all so broken, poor, and desperate to either drink or smoke or something. So we would always chip in to go and play the $2 bingo cards. And if we won anything over $20, we'd cash it in. If we won anything less, we'd just use it to buy more tickets. But that was the thing. If we could all pool together enough money to get $2, it would give us something to do. And we would act like it was a real bingo game because we're so bored. There's nothing to do. You got no money. So one person would scratch the card numbers. Another person would call the numbers. Like we'd all sit in the car like idiots. But if you won, it could cover your night to go out and eat and drink and be merry and have fun. So we used to do that all the time. And the end of high school, my buddy Josh and I used to buy a whole book of the dollar scratch tickets. There'd be like 130 tickets at a time, something like that. And you end up barely ever making your money back. So.
No, dollar ones, like nobody do those. Like if anybody's listening.
Those ones especially.
There's no upside to it. There's only like, I think max winning is usually like $100 or $10,000 or less or something.
$1,000 is the most now in Connecticut.
So to never do those. I mean, you're better off with the $5 at least, but yeah, I would go even the $5. I mean, I think it's not till 10 that you start getting the millions. And the other thing too is you can go on the lottery site and look at who's claimed what prizes. And if you're buying Diamond Jackpot, why are you buying it? Because there's 20 $10 million winners and all 20 have been claimed.
You can see what's available, what's left exactly. Mm-hmm. So people don't usually know. Another funny thing I was going to tell you before when I told you about the other story with the guy messing up with the numbers. One old guy, he lives in Alberta, and he went and bought his lotto tickets. I guess he forgot that he bought the ticket, so he bought another ticket with the same numbers, and he won the jackpot. But he had to split the jackpot. So he was like, "Oh, that's great that I won. Unfortunately, I got to split it with somebody else that won." But hey, look at that. He didn't realize that he bought 2 tickets, so he split it with himself.
Oh my God, that's really funny. Like he's like, "Oh, I split it with someone else." Oh fuck. Oh well. How much did he win?
He said when he walked in, the clerk said, "What have you done? Have you broken my machine?" The machine telling me you won $2.5 million. And she said, "I better check that other ticket because it's the same number." So they checked them both, and he won $2.5 million twice. So it was a $5 million jackpot, and then he split it.
I wonder if he got taxed twice.
I wonder. That's a good question. This is in Canada, so
yeah,
I'm not sure, but it ends up being about $3.8 million US. Can't beat that.
What is this? You can rename to something. What? Dan&Cora sent me some interesting thing about something. I think I've actually, whatever she sent me, I think I've heard of this, where people do some crazy stuff. Let's get something to do with CloudBot. I've used CloudBot before, but I may introduce that. Great point, though, Dan&Cora. I don't think that was on the questions, but I think she sent me an email, so that's pretty cool stuff. That being said, man, I think we nailed about it all. I mean, there's other stuff going on. We'll do more. There'll be more to talk about.
Really quick, Notorious B.I.G. Biggie.
He's alive again.
He's in Aruba, chilling by the beach. No, his crown that he wore in that infamous photo shoot. Did you see how much that thing? It's plastic. It's just a plastic crown.
Yeah, it's a plastic.
But obviously, it's iconic for so many reasons. Mm-hmm. And he did the King of New York photo shoot for the rap magazine there. I forget which one it was, but it went for $600,000.
Oh my God.
It was $594,750.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
It is signed by Biggie and the photographer, but it is the most expensive fancy dress costume crown sold at auction.
That's pretty cool, man. I mean, that could crack easily then. You can tell when you look at it. It's not.
Yeah, you knew then, but it was just.
Become a patron of the Joe Cronin Show and get over 30 hours of bonus content a month. Final Frontier News, Corrupted Podcast, Off the Rails, Till Death Do Us Podcast with Lee and Joe, Jake and Joe Podcast, Morning Madness, After Dark with Jesse and Joe, Talk Spooky to Me with Monica and Leah, and all the note to selves from Joe's phone. All those and so much more on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Become a patron right now. Help the show keep going. Plus, get 30 hours of bonus content a month, every month. It's crazy.
You're listening to exclusive content from the Joe Cronin Show on Patreon.